moment, I'm going to introduce our lovely First Lady of the University, Tina Halleck. Tina Halleck is a champion for mental health and well-being. Some of you might have her as a Well 100 instructor, and she also hosts well-being focused gatherings. Last spring, she released a children's book, Along Came the Spiders, a tale about Richmond's mascot, which Webster's here somewhere, I think. Yeah, and right on, Webster's on his way. While Tina has taught elementary school, hosted a podcast, and supported schools and families, she's also deeply committed to her family, including her children Emily and Tyler, their partners, and her new grandson expected in early November. Tina and President Halleck have known each other since they were 4 years old and have been married for 34 years. Please put your hands together for our First Lady, Ms. Tina Halleck.
Thanks for that welcome, and welcome to each and every one of you. Kevin, the president of University, and I were new Spiders a short 4 years ago. And what I hope you're feeling right now is what we felt the minute we walked onto campus. One of the things that we are committed to is helping to make this campus relentlessly welcoming. You will see us out and about at cultural and sporting events, in D Hall, in the Spider Shop, the Wellbeing Center, all the places that you will get to know well. Please say hello. Connection is something that boosts my well-being, and I care about yours. For the last 2 years, as Jason said, I've been working on a picture book celebrating the only Spider mascot in sports today. People always ask, why the Spiders? And while I'm not going to tell you that tale today, you can look at it, you can go to the Spider Shop and see. It is a tale about how the Spider name came to be, but it is really so much more. The book is a celebration of the entire community, our students, our staff and our faculty, our alumni, and our greater Richmond community. As the book says, Spiders come to Richmond curious and ready to learn. We live, laugh, and learn together. When Spiders leave Richmond, they go out into the world to weave webs of meaningful connection. Some of you may know, also Jason mentioned, that I am a Well 100 instructor, one of very many on campus. My involvement over the last 3 years has been very intentional. Health and well-being is super important to me and Kevin, and paramount to all of our success. You will spend time in Well 100 learning so many things. But most important in my mind is that you'll learn about the vast resources we offer here on campus to support your well-being. Our very own Todd Adams, Vice President for Student Development, sitting right over there, says we must be well to do well, and that is so very true. I was asked to give you all a few words of wisdom as you embark on your new journey. I have just two. Lean in and lean on. Lean into all the new experiences and opportunities. There are things on campus as well as in the greater city to explore, get involved with, and learn from. Yes, you will have classes that are fun, interesting, exciting, but there is so much more. Find the things that spark joy and renew your energy. And lean on. Please know that you do not have to have things all figured out. Yes, you're living on your own, perhaps for the first time. I remember reading a recommended book when our son went to college. In it were letters written by college students from the 1940s all the way to present day. It was fascinating to read the sentiments of the letters. They were exactly the same. Students wrote that they thought that leaning on others was somehow a weakness. Letting their families and others know that they didn't have it all figured out and that they still needed them was somehow not okay. But please know, it is okay to not be okay. We have an incredibly supportive community here on campus. Find your supports, find your champions. We all want you to succeed. You are never alone. There is always someone to lean on. So lean in, lean on, and maybe just one last quick piece of advice. You are spiders, now and always. Spiders take care of themselves and one another. Remember that everyone is going through something you know nothing about. Be kind always. We, both Kevin and I, see spiders all over the world, and it doesn't matter where you live or what you do. It is all about building relationships and connections. That all starts right here. Good luck to each and every one of you, and go spiders. And now I'm going to introduce you to your SGA presidents, Kareen, Wen, and Sasan Fahim.
Welcome, class of 2029. We hope you're well and enjoying Richmond so far. We're excited to introduce ourselves as this year's student body presidents of the Richmond College Student Government Association and the West Hampton College Government Association. My name is Sasan, and I'm the president of RCSGA. I'm a senior from North Carolina. I knew very little about the University of Richmond before I came here, but I knew there was a cookout nearby and the dining hall had great desserts, so it was a perfect match. But my Richmond experience has been even greater than I could have possibly imagined. From Frisbee Nationals in Washington and Wisconsin, to joining APO and helping restore the historically African-American cemetery in Richmond, it did not take me long to find my communities at the University of Richmond. One of the biggest communities for me has been the RCSGA, where we serve the student body and every voice matters. I am grateful for the opportunities that I have been given and would not be the person I am today without them. This is a major reason why I wanted to be your RCSGA president, to make sure that you too have amazing opportunities and a great experience. I strive to make this campus an inclusive and enjoyable place, and I hope to be approachable and helpful to all students. As the voice of the RCSGA, my role is to be a representative for all of you. The RCSGA is here to help you take care of yourself, others, and this place. If you can do that in the time you are here, you're going to have a great experience. And now, let me introduce Kareen, my WC counterpart.
Hi everyone, my name is Kareen and I'm a senior from Spartanburg, South Carolina. It was so wonderful meeting many of you at the WC open house yesterday, and I'm looking forward to getting to know even more of you throughout this year. If I had to choose one word to describe my experience at Richmond, it would be extraordinary. I've truly loved every minute of it, from becoming best friends with my freshman year roommate on day one, to starting my senior year now with that bittersweet feeling of how quickly it's gone by already setting in. Like Sasan, what has defined my time here most is our community, which I also found largely through student government. The atmosphere at Richmond is unlike anywhere else. It's warm, close-knit, and uplifting every time you step on campus surrounded by fellow spiders. I've always thought this aspect of our university is unmatched, and I think that many of you will come to agree. That spirit of community is paired with unique opportunities that help you grow and explore your passions. For me, that's meant everything, from joining an art acquisition trip to New York City to purchase a piece for the UR Museum's collection, to spending a summer abroad in Paris studying international business. These experiences have shaped me into who I am today and reminded me again and again how much I value being part of this extraordinary community. As president of WCGA, my role is to represent and advocate for you while supporting the diverse and inclusive community that makes this place so special. My goal is to foster a culture of positivity and empower you to pursue your passions with confidence. I hope your next 4 years here are just as enriching and transformative, and that along the way, you put yourself out there and prioritize a healthy work-life balance. So that's really where student government comes in. Even though WCGA and RCSGA are separate, we work together for the betterment of the student body involving all aspects of campus, from academics to student well-being. We work closely with university administration to implement the vision our student body has for this community. Very often, we set in motion new changes that benefit future classes just like yours. We accomplish this through various means, one of which is campus-wide student government-sponsored events and student-led initiatives. Each senator brings their own unique perspective to represent the interests of the student body. For example, a few members of our bodies spearheaded the annual Neurodiversity Awareness Week to supplement an important educational role that is very often overlooked. We also work closely with every club and organization on campus to support their unique ideas. The opportunities are limitless. Clubs can receive funding for prizes, events, foods, and so much more. So this is one of the major areas where we play a role.
We aid significantly in distributing funding to clubs each year with the help of CSI, as well as providing additional funding for events held during the school year and supporting new organizations, many of which you may start yourself. We help make fun campus events happen, often with Spiderboard, an organization that plans huge events such as therapy dogs and rage rooms during finals to help de-stress, outdoor laser tag and movie nights just for fun, and food trucks that somehow appear whenever you need them most. If you haven't tried every option from Gigi's Custard by the time you graduate, you have not done it right. All that being said, if you ever have an idea, concern, or question about our university or campus, know that you can always come to us. You will have the opportunity to join the RCSGA or WCGA soon. So find us at Spiderfest and reach out if you're interested. Becoming involved is an enjoyable and fulfilling experience that connects you with students and faculty across campus, where you can create a lasting impact on our community.
I know that neither of us thought that student government would play such an important role in our college experience when we were in your shoes 3 years ago. This goes to show that your time here will surprise you in the best of ways. Our paths may be different, but we all share the same web.
It's completely normal to feel some discomfort right now. You're all new here, so embrace that and put yourself out there. You will thank yourself later. And don't worry if you don't immediately find your groups or the organizations you want to be in, because you will. Lastly, remember that the time you have here is shorter than you may think, so enjoy it to the fullest. Thank you for your time and welcome to the best 4 years of your life.
Welcome, class of 2029, and welcome to Robins Stadium, home of your Richmond Spiders. It is hard for me to believe that 20 years ago I was sitting in your seats preparing for my first year of college. Time flies, so cherish your time on campus and the friendships you'll make. I am Melissa Hassan, Assistant Athletic Director for Game Day Experience and Marketing Service for Richmond Athletics. It's a long title to say I work to engage and entertain students and fans alike during our games with music, games, promotions. Your fellow students need your support all year long as they compete athletically on some of the nation's largest stages, including football, basketball, and lacrosse. On the screen, you'll see our schedule graphic. This year, our football team made the move to the Patriot League, a Division I and FCS conference that includes colleges that are academically and athletically challenging, some of which you might recognize, including Holy Cross, Fordham, and Lafayette, who will all travel here to Robins Stadium this year. Last year, our Spiders won their second consecutive conference title, and we look forward to another winning year. But this is where you all come in. We need you in the stands, loud and proud, cheering your Spiders along to victory. So how can you attend games? You each get one free ticket to every home football, men's and women's basketball, and men's lacrosse games. All of our other sports are non-ticketed, but please go out and support them. To claim a ticket, you visit our website, richmondspiders.com/buy tickets, and look for the student tickets icon at the top. Select the icon and use your URID to sign in, and you will find a list of upcoming games. You may claim tickets one at a time or claim the whole season at once. As game time approaches, your ticket will be emailed to you, and then you can show your phone at any of the gates to gain entry. During the football season, there are 2 general admission sections reserved just for students. They are sections 109 and 209. They are right here at the end on this side. These seats are behind the Spider bench, offering you a prime location to support our team. This is a new location this year, and we are looking forward to having you and all of our students literally backing the football team. On the video board, you can see our home schedule once again. We hope you join us for these games. We are really looking forward to the season. If you have any questions about tickets, games, or Richmond athletics, please stop by our table on Lessing Plaza before you leave, which is the blue tent over there. And now, before I introduce our next guest, I would like to take a moment and thank members of our cheerleading team for joining us today. And welcoming Webster to the party. He will be over on Lessing Plaza after the event for photos if you wish. And now please help me welcome one of our football coaches to the stage, wide receivers coach Jerry Taylor. Coach Taylor returned to Richmond this year after a few coaching stops. So let's hear it for Coach Taylor. Yeah, give it a second. We're going to do you are.
All right, cool. Go Spiders!
Go ahead. Girls, go ahead.
That was a great job showing your pride there. Like everybody's saying, welcome to the University of Richmond. And if you're not from this area or surrounding areas, welcome to Richmond as a city. We're happy to have you all. Being a Richmond native, I'm glad that we have the ability to attract such elite students and student athletes as well. Again, my name is Jerry Taylor. I'm assistant football coach here. This is my second stint here at the University of Richmond. I started my career here right after graduating from college, and I'm so happy to be back. Yeah, I spent time at Dartmouth, 4 years there, and at Columbia University in New York City, 5 years there most recently. And I will honestly say that this is the best collection of academics and athletics that you'll find in the country. And so whether you chose this school for its elite academics, the beautiful campus, or the great food in the dining hall, we want you to know that you've joined a community, a family of Spiders that are represented all over the country. And I truly believe that you all owe it to yourselves to support the student athletes that compete during their games. And for us specifically in football, you know, as Melissa said, we've joined the Patriot League, which is a high academic conference, and I think it fits our program pretty well. We do have goals. Our goals are to continue our run of winning conference championships. Although we were in the CAA for the last few years, winning the CAA 2 years in a row, we look to continue that in the Patriot League by winning the conference this year as well. The next thing is that we've been to the playoffs 3 years straight, and we thank you. And we look to make that number 4 after this season. We start our season off against conference favorites Lehigh, and we look to change the tides as soon as possible. As Melissa said as well, our first home opener against VMI is against their head coach, is the former head coach here at the University of Richmond, who I actually worked for back in the day. But we want you all to support that game. That will be very, very intense as far as the staffs knowing each other. As I said earlier, we need your support. This is a community, and it's not just talking to a few of you that like football or whatever it may be, but at the end of the day, we all want you to at the very least, come out to the first one against VMI on the 20th, September the 20th, so that you can understand the atmosphere that all of these people have put together. You owe it to yourselves as new students, but you owe it to yourselves as Spiders. So whether you attract to Roll Durs, which I've seen on the lacrosse team's shirts, Go Spiders Go, which you'll hear a lot at the basketball games, or the tag One Richmond, we are, you are. Thank you. Thanks, guys.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Jimmy Conley, and I've had the honor and privilege to serve as an orientation leader for this school year's New Spider orientation in my senior year. I would like to thank the Office of Living Learning and New Student Programs for giving me this fantastic opportunity, as well as many others during my 4 years at Richmond. Specifically, I would like to thank Sage Ober, Jason Ernesto, and Caitlin Van Dyke for putting so much faith in my leadership. My time as both an orientation advisor and an orientation leader will always be a cherished aspect of my experience at UR, and something that I will always be thankful for. I cannot express enough how much the orientation team means to me and how appreciative I am of all the hardworking individuals who worked alongside me to make New Spider orientation as amazing as it is each year. So let's give it up for that staff. Well, New Spiders, you made it. New Spider orientation is finally reaching its close, and very shortly, you will all officially be first-year students at the University of Richmond. That is quite the accomplishment in itself. Think of just how far you have all come, distance-wise, experience-wise, and life-wise. You are all turning a page into the next chapter of your lives, and that is something to be genuinely proud of. The path was not always easy, and it was likely that you all had some trials and tribulations along the way. Nevertheless, you are here with me in the Robins Stadium today, and I am proud of each one of you. Getting to college in the first place is quite tricky and commendable, so I understand if you feel obligated to rest on your laurels and take a back seat heading into your first semester. Unfortunately, today, I have to break a fact of reality to you all. Just as the journey has not been steadfast to this point, it will not be in the future, especially over the next 4 years. When I arrived in Richmond in the fall of 2022, notwithstanding knowing any other students, I thought I had most things sorted out. I had a vague idea that I would double major in rhetoric and communication studies and leadership studies. I was particularly passionate about the men's club volleyball team and the various student government organizations across the campus. I even knew that for a campus job, I hoped to be a tour guide and an eventual intern in the admissions office. Despite having all this foresight, I failed to account for many factors. Having never lived on my own, I struggled to establish an adequate work-life balance by not eating or sleeping enough. Transitioning from high school courses to a college-level curriculum, I often felt unprepared in class, and in some cases, even less prepared for quizzes and tests. Being around so many students for the first time in my life, unluckily, even caused me to get the freshman flu. I felt that the plan that I'd made for myself in my first year of college and beyond was slowly rewriting itself in a way that went against my wishes, leaving me hopeless. Fortunately, my college experience did not continue in that manner for the next 3 years. American artist Andy Warhol once said, "They always say time changes things, but you actually have to change them yourself." While sitting in the frustration and confusion of that first semester of my time at Richmond, it became clear that I needed to be open and available to change, even if it took a great deal of time and effort. To make this happen, I began implementing 2 different elements into my life. The first of these was creating a solid social foundation for myself at Richmond. I wholeheartedly began to put myself out there with other students on campus. I frequently visited the shared spaces within my residence hall, Laura Robbins Court, and made conversation in my free time. Additionally, I sat with students I recognized in the dining hall, looking to grow in friendship with them. However, these attempts did not just stop with my fellow students. I also looked to develop my relationships with the faculty and staff at UR. I took time after class to get to know my professors and their lives outside of the office. I spoke with various employees in the dining hall and found common ground with them. I would even approach strangers around the campus if they were wearing a Philly sports shirt or playing volleyball so that I could make friends with similar interests. Go Birds. Go Birds. Although some efforts were more successful than others, I made significant progress overall in a relatively short period. As the fall semester drew to a close and the spring semester began, I'd surrounded myself with people I felt comfortable around and was excited to spend time with them. Of course, this was quite the endeavor, but I'm forever glad that I made the time to do so. The friendships and relationships I formed during my early time in Richmond have made my 4 years the best they could be, leaving me with a multitude of connections that I will forever cherish. And yes, I've even found many of the people who will eventually be my wedding one day. As I created a solid social foundation for myself, I also look to get highly involved on campus. Given that UR is such a tight-knit community, I believe that surrounding myself with as many clubs and extracurricular activities as possible will make me more productive and engaged in my life. Since I played volleyball for all 4 years in high school, I decided to try out for the men's club volleyball team and fortunately made the cut. I interviewed for a tour guide position in the admissions office and subsequently took a job at the front desk of the Wellness Center. Thank you, Cynthia, for giving me the opportunity. I became a class representative for the Jepson School Student Government Association and was selected to be an orientation advisor for New Spider Orientation. At times, all these obligations, paired with classes, homework, and studying, made life stressful and frustrating. Nonetheless, the highs outweighed the lows associated with this each time, allowing me to fall deeper in love with my Richmond experience each day. These campus groups and organizations were ideal outlets for me to meet friends, many of whom are some of my closest friends to this day. My days felt more efficient than ever before, and I woke up daily excited for what was to come. Most importantly, I was proud and glad to be a Spider and did not wish for it to be any different. Just a few brief reminders before we conclude today. First, following the conclusion of today's ceremony, students can make their way to the Maudlin Center to attend the Arts Open House, where they can sign their class banner. Second, a movie Under the Stars will take place on the field of Robbins Stadium at 8:30 p.m. tonight. Goodie bags and free blankets will be available while supplies last. Lastly, Weeks of Welcome, or WOW, will start on Sunday at 6 p.m. with the last day of summer celebration. This event will be the first of many that will be available to students within the first weeks of the semester. I began this speech by expressing my pride in all of you for the progress that you've made in your educational experiences and personal lives. Renaissance painter Leonardo da Vinci once wrote, "Iron rusts from disuse, water loses its purity from stagnation. Even so does inaction sap the vigor of the mind." Like Da Vinci points out, change is bound to happen, just like the stark shift of you coming to UR from wherever you all call home. Fortunately, if you live to grow and embrace that fact of life, you will recognize the excitement and potential that comes with it. I was fortunate to realize that through the careful practice and experimentation that came with getting involved and establishing a solid social foundation. You will all come to understand what habits and values must be present in your own lives to make UR feel like your home away from home. Just remember to be patient with yourself when doing so, and recognize that you are not perfect, but you can be perfectly yourself. Good luck, enjoy your time, and roll Durs. Thank you. For a last housekeeping announcement, you should have been given a raffle ticket. The winning number I have right here. If you win, head over to the tent just right over there on your exit. The winning number is 730-3278. Once again, the winning number is 730-3278. Thank you, and roll Spiders.